After my parents divorced, I moved in with my mom. Our new apartment felt strange from the beginning. It started small, like a cold spot in my room that would appear out of nowhere. I'd be reading or doing homework when suddenly I would feel this intense, hateful presence, almost like someone was glaring at me. Shadows would flicker in the corner of my vision, and when I turned to look, there would be nothing there. But I could feel it. Something was watching me. Things escalated quickly. One night, as I was about to fall asleep, I heard a deep, menacing growl coming from under my bed. My heart stopped. I knew it wasn't my dog Max. He was in the living room, and there was no way he could make a sound like that. Shaking, I leaned over the bed and looked underneath, expecting to see something horrible, but there was nothing. I tried to convince myself it was my imagination, but Max knew better. He would start barking and growling at the hallway, refusing to come into my room no matter how much I called him. He would just stand there, glaring at something I couldn't see, his fur bristling and whimper. I knew then that whatever was in the apartment wasn't just in my head. One night, I woke up to the sound of slow, deliberate footsteps moving down the hallway toward my room. They stopped right outside my door. I lay there frozen, too scared to move. Then the door handle turned slowly, and the door creaked open just a crack. I didn't dare to look. I know if I did, I'd see something I wouldn't be able to unsee. The next morning, I told my mom everything. She looked scared, but didn't dismiss it. She confessed that she had felt something strange too, but didn't want to say anything to worry me. We decided to move out immediately. We packed up and left that same week to live with my dad. After moving, things felt normal again. No cold spots, no shadows, no footsteps. I felt safe for the first time in a long time. I started to believe that maybe it all had been some horrible dream. But then a few weeks later, I woke up to that same low growl coming from under my bed. My heart sank. I know I couldn't ignore it. Gathering every ounce of courage, I leaned over the bed and looked down. Two glowing eyes stared back at me, filled with a cold, unending rage. A voice, low and mocking, whispered, "You thought you could escape me." Before I could react, a clawed hand shot out and wrapped around my ankle. I screamed, trying to pull away, but it was too strong. It yanked me hard, and I felt myself being dragged toward the darkness under my bed. Everything around me blurred as I was pulled into a cold, suffocating void. The last thing I saw were those eyes, burning with hatred, as they pulled me into the dark. That's what my son told me, at least. The last time I saw him was the night he disappeared. They found his room empty, his bed untouched. There was no sign of struggle, just a single bloody handprint on the floor, as if he had been pulled under the bed. But there was no way out, no crawl spaces, no hidden door. He was just gone. The police searched everywhere. They said he must have run away, but I knew better. I could still feel it. The cold, the hatred. Whatever took him was still there, waiting. I know this sounds insane, but sometimes I still hear him. His voice, faint and desperate, calling for help. I can feel his presence in the house, like he's trying to reach out to warn me. But there's nothing I can do. He's trapped in that darkness, and I'm terrified. It's not over.